Hi dear fellows, I'm Ernst, Oscar Echo 3, India Delta Echo, and in this video I will show you my latest software project. It's called Gemini Multi-Control, and it's designed to control the Gemini amplifiers from LinearAmp, the HF1K and the DX1200. The first step I will go through the setup process and show you all the settings. So I open the settings. This is also the window which is opened if you start the software the first time. On the top left you have the selection for your radio connection. You can select OmniRig, TCP/IP CAT or none. So if you select none, you can control the amplifier manual without automatic band switching. Then in the middle you have the settings for TCP/IP CAT. So in this IP address field you have to enter the IP address from the PC where Thetis is running, and the default port is 13013, and the field radio name you can leave it blank if you're using the latest Thetis version RC4 from Richie, Mike Whiskey 0 LGE. And then you have the checkbox for the allow Kenwood command. So this is important. If you have ticked this checkbox in Thetis, you have also activate this checkbox here. And on the bottom section, you have the settings for the connection to the amplifier. It's the IP address from the amplifier. The port is the default 9100. The rest of the setups you can let it unchanged. It's only for debugging or if some troubles appearing. And on the right top side you have measure list settings. You can play a sound if the radio connection is lost, and you can also play a sound if the connection to the amplifier is lost. And finally, debug logging if some problems coming up. Okay, that's the setup in short. So this is the main screen. In my setup I have connected it to the latest version of Thetis RC4. So you can see the level bar, the power meter with a peak hold feature. It's 700 milliseconds peak hold. Then below you have the SWR meter. Then the radio from the band from the radio, and below the band from the Gemini, the PA temp, and the current consumption. So at the moment the amplifier is in standby. You can click run and it switches automatically to operator to receive mode. And you can also select manually the band. Yeah, I switch now to 7 MHz. But as soon as if you tune the radio to another frequency, it automatically detects the new band and switches back to the correct band. So, of course, we have the typical Gemini features or actions. You have a power setting, minimum, medium, or high. You can the antenna select ABC. And below you have the information about the network connection to the radio and also the network connection to the amplifier. So if I switch a band here on Thetis to 40 meters, it immediately switches also the amplifier to 40 meters. And it's also inbuilt an automatic reconnect. So if the connection is lost, so in this situation I will disable the TCP/IP CAT function in Thetis, and after a couple of seconds the software detects that the server is not running, and it stays and tries to connect, and as soon as the radio is online again, it's automatically connect again to the radio. The same with amplifiers. So if a connection is lost or the amplifier is switched off, it stays here and waits for a connection. Okay, so that's the basic settings. You have also the possibility to execute some commands to do some actions without using the software. So if you're using Streamdeck, you can configure a button which will switch into standby or run mode or change the power settings. So here I call the program with standby, and it automatically switches to standby, or I go to run, or I switch to antenna B. So you can configure the buttons in Streamdeck for executing some commands. So also implemented, of course, is the trip and trip reset function. With program/trip, I can simulate a trip coming from the amplifier. Here you will read the message coming from the amplifier, and with a click you can clear the trip from the amplifier. Okay, so that's it for now. Great thanks to Richie, Mike Whiskey 0LG, who implemented a couple of new stuff in the latest Thetis version. And of course the software is available free of charge via my website. I will post a link below. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. 73s, and stay safe.